The House Justice Committee hearing on the Judiciary Development Fund did not push through today. The reason? None of those invited from the Supreme Court appeared before the committee. Freddie Abando followed this report.
Supreme Court Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno was a no-show in the hearing of the House Justice Committee chaired by Congressman Neil Tupas to tackle two proposed bills that will reform or repeal the Judicial Development Fund. So with two other officials of the High Tribunal, the Deputy Court Administrator and the Deputy Clerk of Court. In a letter addressed to the committee, the Chief Justice said it would be inappropriate at this time to appear before the body. It earned the ire of some members of the committee.
We invited the Chief Justice. We wrote a letter. We invited her for today's meeting, and in our letter, we stated that siya, i-invita natin siya or her duly authorized representative. So may we know from the Secretariat if, because wala siya dito, wala ho ditong representative, kahit isa po sa Korte Suprema, may we know if we're in receipt of a letter from the Chief Justice.
Kailangan po na busisiin po natin to. After all, this should not be an issue for the judiciary since its members are persons of proven competence, probity, independence, and more importantly, persons of integrity. I believe that through this hearing, we can better strengthen the judiciary, which is equally wrapped by allegations of graft and corruption.
Despite this, the committee proceeded with its sponsorship of the two bills authored by Tupas and Congressman Rodolfo Fariñas. The Tupas measure calls for the outright repeal of Presidential Decree 1949 issued by the late President Marcos in 1984, which created the Judicial Development Fund. The fund was designed for salaries and benefits of officials and employees of the judiciary and to ensure the fast delivery of justice. 80% for personnel, 20% for operations. The Chief Justice has the sole authority to determine the allocation and utilization of the JDF. The House is determined to challenge the High Tribunal's assertion it has fiscal autonomy. Tupas proposed the creation of a judicial support fund in which all the funds collected by the judiciary will be turned over to the National Treasury, and Congress will exercise its power to allocate the funds. This provision is similar to the Fariñas measure, plus the fund will be treated as a special fund not to be included in the annual appropriations of the judiciary.
Saan ang galing ang JDF? Pera po yan ng taong bayan. Ibig sabihin, we go to the courts to seek justice. And according to Section 3, the Bill of Rights, Article 11, free access to courts and other quasi-judicial bodies shall not be denied by reason of poverty. So, lahat po tayo pumupunta korte kasi po may injustice na nangyari sa atin o gusto natin justice. Pero pag pag pumunta ng korte, may binabayaran po tayo. Ang binabayad po natin, pag nag-file, pag nag-appeal, lahat po yun, percentage, malaking portion po pupunta yun sa JDF at sa special allowances for judges. Yung the records will show na yung average at least from 2008, 1 billion per year ang collection sa JDF, more or less. Bumaba lang ito ng 2012, pumatak ng 788 million per year. Ang salary, ang special allowances for the judiciary,
ang Supreme Court hindi pwede pong mag-generate ng funds yan eh. Why? Because that is not the function of the judiciary. Separation of powers po tayo. At yan po ang nag-trigger kung bakit ko final ito dahil ganun na nga po desisyon nila sa pag finally overruling the doctrine and the PDAF. Ang sabi po ng Supreme Court, hindi pwede yung PDAF dahil bawal yung post-enactment identification by members of Congress. Maski sa napakahaba-habang panahon, pwede yan, binago po nila. Hindi pwede yan. Pagka ikaw yung panukala, ikaw pa ang magsasabi kung saan gagastusin yan, ikaw pa mag-identify, hindi pwede yan dahil magsasama na yung function na dapat magkahiwalay. Pero ganito po yung decree. Yung decree po, this is a very unique power enjoyed by the Supreme Court. Sila po nag-i-impose, sila ang nagko-collect, sila ang nag-appropriate, sila ang nagdi-disperse. Lahat po ng functions na dapat hiwa-hiwalay na pagsama. At Ang mas masama po dyan, because of the decree, ang sabi po ng decree kasi, there is hereby constituted a Judicial Development Fund. Nasabi na ni Chairman Tupas kanina, among others, maliban sa iba, sabi ng batas, manggagaling ito sa increase in fees as provided under Rule 141 of the Rules of Court.
In the meantime, Tupas urged the Commission on Audit to conduct a special audit of the JDF, which to date has a standing balance of 1.4 billion pesos. Tupas cited a number of questions on how funds were utilized in the spirit of transparency and accountability. For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.